I'm Paul Levinson, and welcome to Light On, Light Through, episode 385. My review of Dark Matter, the first two episodes of which debuted on Apple TV Plus today. Now, this is the third alternate reality narrative I've seen on the screen in the past month. And you might enjoy my written review of Quantum Suicide, a film created by Gerrit Van Woudenberg, which should be streaming on some major app by the fall, as well as my Light On, Light Through podcast review of Constellation just a few weeks ago. Constellation is another series on Apple TV Plus, and check out the show notes. I'll have links to both of those reviews. Now, all three of these stories, that is, Quantum Suicide, Constellation, and Dark Matter, all three of them bounce off the once famous and infamous Schrodinger's cat. Quantum Suicide has the feel of Primer and the work-at-home scientist. Dark Matter, at least as of the first two episodes, has a similar feel. And I'm beginning to think that maybe I shouldn't keep thinking too much about these matters or think about them too hard, because the more I think about them, the more I think it's possible that, I could be in an alternate reality myself right now. How would I know? But hey, I'm so dedicated to doing this review, I'll risk it anyway. And here's the obligatory warning about some spoilers ahead. So let's get down to Dark Matter. One thing that makes this TV series, adapted by Blake Crouch from his novel Dark Matter, same name, published in 2015, which I haven't read. One thing that makes Dark Matter different from the many alternate realities that I've encountered on pages and screens is that the two versions of the lead character in Dark Matter, Jason, once the story gets going, share the same knowledge of themselves and the alternate worlds they inhabit. Or to be more precise, the two versions of Jason have switched realities for some reason we do not yet know, and each quickly learns about their new reality while retaining knowledge of their original reality. We also are beginning to understand that the fork in this particular double reality happened 15 years earlier, when Jason had to make a decision about how he felt about his girlfriend Daniela's pregnancy. Our story begins in the present, with Jason and Daniela happily married, with Charlie, their 15-year-old son. But before too long, Jason is kidnapped, and he ends up in an alternate reality in which Jason didn't want to be a father 15 years ago. Daniela had an abortion, and they're now living separate lives. As the two episodes unfold, with an appealing mix, by the way, of breakneck action and philosophical contemplation, we find the Jasons beginning to struggle with this question. In one reality, he's a happily married father, but he and Daniela have lackluster careers. He's a professor, and actually, I'm a professor at Fordham University. I don't think that's lackluster, but it's relatively lackluster compared to what he is in the other reality, an enormously successful physicist. And in this other reality, Daniela is not just a mother with a child 15 years old who does some painting and artwork. Daniela is a famous artist. But in this famous artist, enormously successful physicist alternate reality, neither Jason or Daniela has much of a personal life. So the question is, which life will or would Jason choose? That is, of course, assuming Jason has the power to now make such a choice. Well, I have the power to keep watching this excellent new series, so I'll definitely be watching it and posting reviews of it, written reviews in my written blog, and certainly a few more episodes of Light On, Light Through devoted to this series. Whether or not I'll just do a podcast on every single episode, or maybe put 2 or 3 of them together for one episode of Light On, Light Through, that remains to be seen. But one way or another, I'll see you back here next week with either another review or an interview, who knows.
The Light On Light Through podcast.
And I hope you enjoyed that review of the first 2 episodes of Dark Matter on Apple TV Plus. I'll see you here, I hope, next week with either another review or an interview or who knows. In the meantime, stay safe, stay sound, and keep doing whatever you can to help those brave people of Ukraine keep up their fight against the Russian fascists who are invading their country.
The Light On Light Through podcast.
Athens, 2042 AD. She ripped the paper in half, then ripped the halves, then ripped what was left again into bits and pieces of history that could have been. Sierra Waters had read once that, years ago, it was thought that men made love for the thrill, while women made love for the sense of connection it gave them.
Curled Up with a Good Book says, Sierra Waters is sexy as hell. You can find out more about The Plot to Save Socrates by Paul Levinson at theplottoSaveSocrates.com.
Your brilliant story, it's real life.
Paul Levinson Silk Code about an ancient biotech war raging on in secret for centuries.
Reading words from Paul Levinson's mind. His tales take the stage, leave the world behind.